How's it going there, folks? How are you all keeping? Good, it's great to see you all. Lovely. Lovely stuff. Well, my name is Derry, and I'm going to be singing some songs for you today. And I'm going to start off with a song, family. Well, it would have happened to lots of families. A lot of the songs that I sing are songs from the past. I sing lots of ballads and things like that, and folk music from around Ireland, England, and Scotland, and it depends on where I am or what I can think of at the time. And so I'm going to start off with a song of emigration, a song that would have been written over 100 years ago, I suppose. And as you probably know, over 1 million people left Ireland back at the time of the famine in search of pastures new, and a lot of them went to America and settled over there. So you'll probably find, if you look back along your family tree, a few of you, that you'll probably be lucky enough to have been distantly related to me. That's great for you, and me as well. So, but anyway, I'm going to sing this song. It's a song called Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore, that I learned from the singing of a guy who came from Ireland here, and his name was Frank Hart, and it goes like this anyway.
Derry we sailed away on the 23rd of May, and we were boarded by a pleasant crew bound for America. On fresh water there we did take on 5,000 gallons or more, in case we ran short going to New York, far away from the Shamrock Shore. Well, we sailed for 3 days and we were all seasick, not a man on board was free, and we were all confined up upon our own bunks with nobody to pity poor me. No father dear, no nor mother kind, to hold up my head when it was sore. And it made me think more on the lassie I left on Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. So fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise to Derry town. Oh, twice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. Oh, what a fortune it ever should favour me, or I to have a money in store. I'll come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. Well, we safely reached the other side in 23 days, and we were taken like passengers by the hand and led round 6 different ways. Oh, and we each of us drank a parting glass in case we might never meet more. And I drank a health to all Ireland and Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. Some fare thee well, sweet Liza dear, and likewise to Derry town. Oh, to ice farewell to me comrade boys who dwell on that sainted ground. Oh, and if fortune it ever should favour me, or I to have money in store, I'll come back and I will wed the wee lassie I left on Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore. I'll come back and I'll wed the wee lassie I left on Paddy's Green Shamrock Shore.
Very much, folks. Thank you. I want to sing you another song now, and these are songs that I learned when I was a kid. I'm 37 nearly, just in case you were wondering, or if anybody had a wager on. Lots of people put wagers on what age am I. They always lose at this stage, because they always think I'm 21, and I'm not. 37 nearly, and I sing a lot of songs, as I said to you earlier on, that are old, and I learned a lot of them when I was young because, not that my family was musical, but the family were always interested in Irish traditional and English and Scottish folk songs, which have a tendency to travel around these islands, you know. And the next song I'm going to sing for you is a song called The Mickey Dam. Is there anybody in from Scotland here today? No, that's fine. One person down the end there. Good stuff. Well, this is a song from the posh part of Scotland, from a place called Mulgai, which is, it's up. If you're in Glasgow, it's up. There's a beautiful park up there. It was a water, it still is, it's a water dam called and it was nicknamed the Mickey Dam because of the amount of micks and paddies that went along to build the dam back in, when was it? I think it was not 1600, I can't even remember what bloody date it was anyway. But they went anyway over to Ireland again. A lot of people spend a lot of time leaving Ireland to go and look for work. There wasn't much here except for rocks in the fields and seaweed and stuff. But it's great now. But anyway, this particularly angry man from the county of Clare went over there. I'm not going to ask is there anybody from County Clare, because there normally is. And you're very welcome if you are. It has a great little chorus in it if you feel like singing along, even inside your brain. That goes, I'm as strong as any lion, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men around the Mickey Dam. You see, the guy, he didn't like that he had to leave home to go working abroad, even though it was only Scotland. And the working conditions and everything were terrible on lots of these building sites that the Irish people and Polish and Chinese and everybody from all over the world that were working on these sites, the building conditions and stuff like that were appalling, you know. There's plenty of different songs like this one, but this is a very rare version of a song called The Mickey Dam, and it goes like this.
I'm an honest Irish labourer, and I come from the county Clare. Oh, and once I had a little farm with nothing left to spare. I had to sell me donkey and me little billy goat. Oh, and along with the money that I had left to Glasgow took a boat. And in the morning when I landed there, before my hair was dry, I was working on the Mickey Dam in a place they call Mulgai. And the ganger that worked over us, well, they call him John the Mouse. And the very next day I started there, he made a grouse. But I quickly did surprise him, and I says, you little rat, I'll tie a string all around your neck and I'll toss you to the cat. For I'm strong as any lion. I was reared on eggs and ham, and I am a terror to our fighting men around the Diemen. Well, his drove the mouse's temper, and at me he made a jump, and then he swore that he'd paralyse me with the handle off of the pump. But I quickly did surprise him, and I grabbed him by the throat, and I shook that ugly monkey till the tail fell off his coat. For I'm strong as any lion. Oh, I was reared on eggs and ham, and I am a terror to all fighting men around the Diemen. Hotels that we stop in, they're made of navvy huts, and the bugs and fleas that live in our beds, they're as big as coconuts. And on Saturday nights when I get rare, oh, I stand behind the door, and as they march out one by one, I'll mash them to the floor. I'm as strong as any lion. Oh, I was reared on eggs and ham, and I'm a terror to all fighting men around the Diemen. I was strong as any lion. Oh, I was reared on eggs and ham. I'm a terror to all fighting men all round them Diemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, yeah, that's what it's like. It's a beautiful park. I went there last January, 2 Januaries ago, and it was bloody cold, and you kind of got a feeling for what it might have been like. People who actually were there working on it. And John, I think that's a very funny verse, John the Mouse. I can imagine him being 7.5 foot tall and 4 foot wide, you know. But we love our drinking in Ireland, or so the history books and songs tell us anyway. As he stands behind the door and gets rare, and he bashes the bugs and fleas that are, in his opinion, the same size as coconuts. People are led to exaggerate a little bit in Ireland, which leads me on to the next song. So, it's a song it's a song about something very simple, but we have a style of singing here in Ireland that's called sean-nós singing, and it's beautiful. It's unaccompanied, so you don't really need an instrument. And I would imagine that in fact, as far as I know, the melodies that we sing were kind of like templates which people would put lyrics to, and this is a completely, I suppose, in ways an ideal example of a sean-nós song. But sean-nós is an Irish word which means old custom or old style in Ireland. And well, this room actually that you're sitting in, I wore this when I was an electrician years ago. And needless to say that when I was 16 I left school, so I never really learned how to speak Irish. I never really learned anything other than electronics and stuff like that. So when I was an apprentice, I was in this room, I wore all these lights, and all the lights that are making me blind right now, I put them up years ago. And very proud of that, but kind of a little bit sad that I left school. And then I went back to school and started studying music and folklore and things like that again. And it's a real honor to be here today, actually, because you know, I'm just back from Newfoundland, and it's great to be back in Dublin, my own city, and being in this building again at this event. I'm very lucky to be here and have a wander around. But I'm going to sing you a song anyway. It's in the style of an old sean-nós or old style song, but the words are in English, which you'll probably be able to understand. And it's about something absolutely and completely ridiculous. And if you feel like laughing throughout the song, you can. Like, the people of rural Ireland might not have really had too much to complain about, except for maybe the rain, and you know, you could tip on down to the pub a couple of years ago here in Ireland, drive on down if you wanted and have a few pints, but all of that stopped with the drinking laws and stuff like that. And granted, there are people that still do it and stuff, but I don't. But anyway, to add fuel to the fire, a man came along and introduced the pool table to public bars, and it made one guy in County Kerry very, 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 very angry. So much so that he wrote a song in a Shannon style about it, and I'm going to sing it for you now. It's a song called The Pool Song, very original, and with pints of porter, Irish people kind of tend to exaggerate a little bit, so I can't imagine it was this bad, but I'll sing the song for you anyway, and you can have a listen for yourself. So the pool song goes like this. May the Lord upon high, who rules the sky, look down on our pubs and bars. For the people therein, both women and men, are neglecting their pints and their jars. Oh, the cracket is bad and the atmosphere's sad, and every man has a face like a mule, and all he can do is grab an old cue and start playing a game of pool. Now when I was a boy, it was always my joy to visit the pub each night. There were arguments, scraps, and killings perhaps, but every man thought he was right. There were badgers and dogs and old men from the bogs and young fellas acting the tool. But now there's no crack, for every man Jack has his arse in the air playing pool. To the rural alehouse, after milking the cows, all the customers made their way. And there they would dwell and drink till they fell, while the fiddles and pipes did play. Oh, the jigs and the reels and the rattling of heels, and the polkas and slides were the rule. But now there's no chance of a tune or a dance, for every man's playing damn pool. Now this pool you will find is a game designed for a foolish, illiterate lout. You put in for a bob and you turn an old knob, and a big shower of balls come out. Oh, they're placed on a table, and then if you're able, you knock them back into a hole. More money goes in, you start over again until you lose every bob of your dole. And in the Irish Free State, all the people are bait from playing and watching this game. In their necks they have creaks which no doctors can fix, and their backs and their shoulders are maimed, and their arses protrude in a manner most lewd from being hoisted aloft in the air. Oh, and their eyeballs are sore and dripping with gore, and they act in a manner most queer. So if you see a young man and his face it is wan, and his eyes are of a vacant stare, and his jawbone is slack and his head is tossed back, and he can tell a cob from a mare, with his nostrils dilated and his head corrugated, and his manners like those of a fool. On your shirt you can bet that you have just met a man gone mad from playing damn pool. Thank you very much. You were lucky enough to be able to afford the boat trip years ago, you could passage, like in the first song, you could buy yourself a passage to America, where the ship would have left one of the main ports here in Ireland and went to pass through the Statue of Liberty and into New York eventually, and you would have been, you know, buried in the land of liberty. And as I said, like, lots of people over there would have been distantly related to Ireland, you know, back to Ireland. And it's amazing. It's really fascinating. It's really fascinating thing. But if you are bad stealing or anything like that, even if you were caught singing too loudly after the pub closed in the night time, you could be put on another ship and sent the other way over to Australia. Have we any Australians in today? Yeah, so we could be related. What part of Australia? Yeah, are you on that side or that side? Oh, yeah. Okay, wow. So you know, yeah, that's amazing, you know. And so there's lots of songs here written about a place called Van Diemen's Land, which is now Tasmania, but it was an awful place to go for a prisoner because you were sold as a slave when you got over there. And there's some fantastic songs, and I recorded a song in 2016 called Van Diemen's Land, but there's not many songs about Van Diemen's Land that are actually Irish, and there's 2 or 3, there's about 10 that I know of, and this is one of them, but I'm going to sing it for you anyway. So this would have been originally a song that was sung a cappella, unaccompanied, but I put in some bouzouki, which is probably about time that I introduced the instrument. This is my current girlfriend, everybody. Her name is Beatrice, and she's a flatback Irish bouzouki, actually originated as Greek bouzouki, but if, like anything, if you spend more than 2.5 weeks in Ireland, you're given, you're given a nickname, everything. If anybody wants to know any of the nicknames for any of the statues or anything in town, come and speak to me afterwards. Some of them are bloody terrible, but so this is a bouzouki, everybody, and it's kind of pretty much a rare instrument. But I'll sing this song for you. It's a song called Van Diemen's Land, and then I might sing a happy one after it because it's not very happy, this song. And the person that in the song, they came from Nina, which is kind of halfway between here and County Kerry, you know. So anyway, it goes like this. Poachers who ramble void of care, who wander out all on moonlit nights with your dog and gun and snare. Oh, the hare and lofty pheasant you will have at your command, not thinking on your last career spent on Van Diemen's Land. Young Thomas Brown from Nina Town, Jack Murphy and Porgio were 3 determined poachers, bold as our country well did know. And by the keeper of the Gamebury boys one night they were trepanned, and straightway transported all unto Van Diemen's Land. And the moment that we landed there upon that fatal shore, well, the planters gathered all round us, there might be 20 score, and they ranked us off in pairs now, me boys, and sold us out of hand. And straightway we were yoked to the plough to work Van Diemen's Land. And the houses that we live in there, they are made of sods of earth. We have rotting straw for bedding, but we dare not say a word
and we ring our hearts with firing, and slumber while we can, for to keep at bay the beasts of prey that prowl Van Diemen's land. And God bless our wives and families, likewise that happy shore, that little isle of contentment that we shall see no more. And as for our wretched females, see them we seldom can, for there are 14 men to every woman on Van Diemen's land. At night time when I'm slumbering, oh, I have me a pleasant dream, that I'm wandering through the creel grass down by a barley stream, or I'm rambling through the meadow fair with my sweetheart by the hand, and I'll awaken broken-hearted still all on Van Diemen's land. Is a long, long time, and that's our sentence run, for nothing more than poaching, it's all that I've ever done. And you'd give up both your dog and your gun, and poaching every man, had you only known the hardships that were on Van Diemen's land. Chance I had £500 all laid out in my hand, I'd give it all up for poaching if that I could command, and then I'd return to Erin's Isle and be a happy man, and I would bid farewell to poaching, likewise Van Diemen's land.
Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to sing a beautiful love song now, trying to keep it as diverse as I can, and try and do some different songs from different kind of regions. We have beautiful love songs here in Ireland, and some of the best ones are the oldest ones, and in this case this is a really old song called The Galway Shawl. And it's a beautiful song, but I like to take things quite logically and talk through them first. So it sounds amazing because of the beautiful melody that goes with it. But the song pretty much is about a man who met this woman, and she asked him would he like to come home to her house to meet the daddy and the mammy. And he said yes. And then they started walking towards the house, and she wouldn't stop talking. And then when they got there, he met the mum and dad. It might have been a little bit awkward for him because the fire was on and he was really warm inside the house. And the dad was 6 foot tall, and then he was told to take out his fiddle and play it, and he did. And then he woke up the next morning really, really early to walk from Galway up to Donegal. And she found him before he left and started crying. So it must have been an awful ordeal for the fella altogether, you know. Terrible, embarrassing and cringy and everything like this. Even being caught leaving early the next morning. So, but anyway, it's way more beautiful than that, right? I'll sing it for you anyway. And it has a great chorus that stood the test of time that goes, she wore no jewel, no costly diamond, no paint nor powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet with a ribbon on it, and around her shoulder was the Galway shawl. Isn't it beautiful? It sounds beautiful, you know? No, I love that bit, no paint nor powder, no makeup at all. She was just fantastic the way she stood, you know? And it's a great song, and sometimes I close my eyes and imagine that I'm back at that time, and until my legs get sore, and then I stop, because he does a lot of walking in the last verse. I normally open my eyes for the last verse. Shawl, it goes like this.
in the county Galway, early, early in the month of May. I spied a damsel so fair and handsome, and her beauty it stole my heart away. She wore no jewels nor no costly diamonds, oh, no paint nor powder, no, none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon all on it, all around her shoulder was the Galway shawl. We started walking, started talking, oh, until her daddy's house came into view. She said, "Come in, sir, to meet my father. Oh, and play to please him, the foggy Jew." She sat me down beside the fire. Oh, and I could see her daddy there, and he was 6 foot tall, and her mammy smiling, and the kettle on boiling. Oh, in my mind it was all the Galway shawl. She wore no jewels nor costly diamonds, oh, no paint nor powder, no, none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon all on it, all around her shoulder was the Galway shawl. I played the blackbird and a stack of barley, oh, Rodney's glory in the foggy dew. And she sang each note there like an Irish linnet, while the tears like fountains down her cheeks they flew. She wore no jewels nor costly diamonds, oh, no paint nor powder, no, none at all. But she wore a bonnet with a ribbon all on it, all around her shoulder was the Galway shawl. It was early, early, all in the morning, when I hit the road for sweet Donegal. And she said, "Goodbye, sir," and I hugged and I kissed her. Oh, in my mind it will always be on the Galway shawl. She wore no jewels nor costly diamonds, oh, no paint nor powder, no, none at all. She wore a bonnet
Speaking on the love songs, I'd like to sing another one for you now. This next song is called Clasped to the Pig. And it's about a man who went out drinking, and he was perfectly fine with the pints of porter and stuff like that. But the barman offered him a drink of the black bottle from under the bar. And he said, yeah, sure, okay. And then the next morning he found himself curled up in a heap, singing this song. In case you want to sing along, I've got a lot of songs with choruses because some people like to sing along with them, you know. I'm clasped to the pig in a loving embrace, and the hairs of his curly tail are tickling my face. There's no use in telling me sober to keep. Leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. You see, Biddy was his wife's name. And what I think is exceptionally funny about this song is the fact that he didn't know until the third verse that he wasn't hugging his wife. He only realised then. And he didn't get up, called her and said, why don't you come and lie beside me and the pig, and this will do you any harm. Beautiful love song written in the finest of English. So here we go anyway. Backwards and forwards I've been reeling in tight, and it was some spree that I'd been at last night. Well, I'd been to McCarthy's with Patsy O'Mar, and we drank that black bottle from under the bar. We drank, boys, oh, we banished all care, and we gave not a thought to foul weather nor fair. And now on the floor I'm curled up in the heap. Biddy, leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. For I'm clasped to a pig in a loving embrace, and the hairs of his curly tail are tickling my face. And there's no use in telling me sober to keep. Biddy, leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. Days that are gone, oh, gaily I flurried my knotty blackthorn. Oh, and if I but only had it tonight, well, maybe I would not be offered a fight. And if Pat Murphy I chances to meet, it's an elegant rock sheen that we'll have in the street. Oh, and he'll soon be glad in his knothole to creep. Oh, leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. For I'm clasped to the pig in a loving embrace, and the hairs of his curly tail are tickling my face. And there's no use in telling me sober to keep. Biddy, leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. Drop down by the pig here and share his embrace. Oh, let my red whiskers lie close to your face. Well, this creature won't hurt you, he'll do you no harm. Drop down here, Biddy, and keep me back warm, and squeeze up beside me as you have done before, and I'll sing you to sleep with the sounds of me snore. Well, the rats and the mice all around us will creep. Biddy, leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. For I'm clasped to the pig in loving embrace, and the hairs of his curly tail are tickling my face. And there's no use in telling me sober to keep. Biddy, leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. For I'm clasped to the pig in a loving embrace. Oh, and the hairs of his curly tail are tickling my face. And there's no use in telling me sober to keep. Biddy, leave me to sleep, Biddy, leave me to sleep. Thank you very much, everyone. I got here early today. I like to get to where I'm playing early, uber early. I was 4 hours early for the airport, going to Newfoundland the other day. I went and played at the folk festival. I went for the weekend, but I flew from here to Newark to Toronto, and Toronto into St. John's. And in each place, the planes were delayed by 2 hours. So about 4 days later, I got there. Actually, probably no exaggeration, actually, the time differences and stuff. But it was great. I met a lot of people who obviously didn't want to talk to me, but I didn't care. I just talked to them anyway. You know, travel a lot on my own. You find out some very funny stories, and actually, I like to get to places, as I was saying early, but I got here early today and had a bit of a walk around downstairs in the exhibition room. And there's some fantastic stuff, which, especially books, some great books that with authors and stuff that probably would have read when I was a young lad, younger. And I was saying to the sound guys earlier on that there's a friend of mine who really would have killed to be here today, but unfortunately he's playing a gig somewhere else. And he's actually after sending me a text message with a list of books to buy for him. But unfortunately, I don't have that much money with me, so he's gonna have to either try and sneak in himself or something. But it kind of got me thinking about, you know, these books are about epic battles and stuff that took place. Well, I'd like to sing a song about one that actually really happened in 1642 in Ireland, and a clan called the O'Neill clan from up around Carrickfergus, up around the north of Ireland. Benburb actually was the name of the place. And there was a band of Scotsmen came over under the crown. And they were trying to drive the people out of the north of Ireland down south so that they could take hold. There was a massive war going on at the time, a battle, I suppose. And every time I sing this song, it kind of, even though it is a love song really at the start, at the top and the tail of it, it really is a love song. But it talks a little bit about the battle that took place between the O'Neill clan and the clan that were under that came over from the other land, like, you know. But they got driven out anyway of Ireland. There's not many songs like this because we never really won any battles in Ireland. It kind of is just like sitting around and sleeping with pigs and stuff like that instead, you know. But it's a great song called The Shady or the Stately Woods of True. And it's a beautiful song. I'll sing it for you anyway, man. Very, very old song.
The shady woods of True, McKenna rides at noon, and the sun shone brightly, not a cloud darkened the sky of June. And why and he, for nature's charms, oh, they don't deny his brain, as by flowery hills he makes his way, never draws a rain. Until before them looms the tall grey towers of Glasgow's castle old, which holds a treasure deep within its walls, more dear to him than gold. For within it dwells his own true love, his dark-eyed young Maureen, who one day he hopes will bless his home in the woods of True so green. Come, he cried, for to see you, my love, for tomorrow I must go with my brave true men to Dublin-born, for to defend Row. And I have come, he cried, to see you, my love, and hear your accent sweet, for I might in this battle fall, and never again we'll meet. blessing go and smite that Saxon horde. And when you return we shall get to wed without another word. Oh, and with the fond embrace he's bid her adieu as the evening sun went down behind yon western wooded hills that overlooks Glaslog's town. Oh, McKenna, he lightly mounts his steed at the twilight of the eve, and he hends her over Dasset hill and through his green shady leaves. And that night he led his gallant men over the dark hills of Tyrone, where he meets with the army from the north and Benburb all on their own. And right well O'Neill he was glad to see these gallant mountaineers who kept that Saxon walls at bay in true for many, many years. And that night they fought on Benbur's plain as the English flag it came down. Oh, and few that night escaped them through Carrickfergus town. Was cold, it was in the air, and berries ripe and red. Well, McKenna and his fair young bride in Glaslog's church were wed, and never in her father's life a fairer bride was seen than Madman's only daughter, the dark-eyed Maureen. Thank you very much. Thank you. I can't believe what time it is already, everybody. I'm due to play for 60 minutes. I'm going to do this song now before I forget. So, is everybody okay so far, yeah? Good. Great. Thank you very much for coming out. And to come and see me in my own town. It's fantastic to be back. I've been away for so long. Since January, actually, I've been away. Maybe I've had 2 weeks holidays in between then. I started off in Australia, France, Germany, Spain, and all over the place. England, Ireland, Scotland. I was on the Isle of Man there for a while as well, I think. It wasn't a dream because I have the hoodie and everything to show for it. And Newfoundland and Canada and America and Bermuda and everywhere. I've been all over the place. And it is a great way to see the world. It really, really is. But it's great to be back in Dublin and get... Yes. Some with me, shouldn't I? It was very silly to not bring it with me. I know, I'm very silly. I didn't think, normally when I come to these types of things, it's a place, it's a no-no for the merchandise. I'm very sorry. But you can get it online. And I will be down the back if anybody wants to talk to me later on about it. You can get the music online, and my very own mother sends it to you. So there you go. It's no independent, it's no label or nothing like that. It's Phyllis Farrell. She sends it out to you herself, and I'll actually buy her some lipstick if you want her to kiss the CD and stuff like that. I'll actually sign it myself as well for you. Terrible lies and jokes. I'm going to sing this song for you, everybody. It's a song called The Cregan White Hair. It's a song which is still my favourite song out of all of the ones that I sing. And a big thing in Ireland back in the day was hair coursing. It was a blood sport. Obviously, it's completely illegal now to do anymore. And it was when two men went into a field with at least two dogs, and they would set their sights on a hare, which
in a lot of cases are said to be majestic things, like, you know. And they would set the dogs on the hare and they'd chase the hare all around the field. And in some of the songs, the hare gets torn to pieces and pieces of it get brought to different parts of Ireland and stuff like that. But in this particular song, the hare is the colour white, and it's from a place called Cregan in Tyrone in the north of Ireland, where all of the best old songs were written and kept for a long, long time. So the song is called The Cregan White Hare. There is a terrible, terrible, terrible joke, which I won't tell you, because I don't know. I'd like to come back and play this again, maybe sometime in the future, so I won't tell the joke. It's really, really terrible, and forget I said that. But sometimes I do tell the joke, but I'm not going to tell it today, because you're lovely people. I don't want to bring it down, you know, any more than I already did. So, but they say that the hare is a kind of a magic animal, which sometimes can turn into the shape of a banshee. There's some fantastic stories out there about it. I don't know if anybody would be interested, but in this case, the hare was actually a real hare, and it was a real animal, and the men who chased it were actually real people, because I've met the grandsons and granddaughters of these people of the man who wrote the song. The man who wrote the song is called Seamus Malloy, and it's called The Cregan White Hare, and it goes like this. Oh, you'll be happy. I probably said it already, but you'll be happy to know that the hare lives in the end, and it's still alive till this day, and it's about that height now. So.
In the lowlands of Cregan there lives a white hare, as swift as the swallow that flies through the air. You may tramp the world over, but none to compare to the pride of low Cregan, that bonny white hare. Oh, one clear autumn morning, as you will suppose, while the red golden sun over the green mountain rose, and Barney Conway came down, and he did declare, oh, this day put an end to the bonny white hare. Well, he searched through the lowlands and down through the glens, all amongst the wild ditches where the white hare ends, till at last coming down over the heather so fair, from behind the white thistle out jumps the white hare. Bang, bang went his guns and his dogs he slipped to, as swift as the wind over the green mountain flew. But his dogs they came back and this made Barney sigh, but he knew that the white hare had bid him goodbye. Some jolly sportsmen down here from Pomeroy, from Cookstown, Dungannon and likewise the Moy. With our pedigree greyhounds we've travelled from far, and we've come down to Cregan in our fine motor car. Oh, well, into the lowlands these huntsmen did go, and in search of the white hare they'd look high and low, till at last Barney Conway from it bog bank so fair shouted out to the huntsman, there lies the white hare. So they call up their greyhounds from up the green lea, and Barney and the huntsman jumped high with glee. Oh, when it was there on the bog bank all gathered around, 7 dogs and 9 mended and 4 hares surround. Oh, no wonder that white hare did tremble with fear, as she stood on her hind legs she would raise her big ears. As she stood on her toes there with one gallant spring, she jumped over the greyhounds and broke through the ring. Well, that she ain't went on, it was a beautiful view, as swift as the wind over the green mountain flew. But those pedigree greyhounds, they didn't run too far, they came back and went home in their fine motor car. Then there came another man, and you all know him well. His name it was McKelly with the bonny black bell. Job the white hare, today I'll have fun. to 1, my black Nell will her turn. Oh, 5 turns the hare got then from Bonnie Black Bell, and the 6th one it was given around Gian Highs well. It was there we lost sight of the hare and the dog, and in 10 minutes later they came for the black bog. Well, that chase had went on, it was great for to see the white hare and the black dog both run light and free, till she travelled to Escar where she knew the lands well, and to Bonnie Black Nelly there soon bid farewell. Oh, now to conclude and finish this rhyme, I hope you'll forgive me for singing all this while. If there's any amongst you up in Carrickmore fair, please ring up a health to that funny white hair. Thank you very much. Even for time, planned it a bit better. I might do one more, will I? Is that okay with you guys? Yeah. Thanks very much to Adrian and the guys on the sound and the lighting down there. Thanks a million. I'm going to finish up with this one. It's a song called Tipping It Up to Nancy. Nancy is the woman's name. You know, the song's it's about 200 years old, but the old ones are the funny ones. Just in case, actually, to that lady that was sending me messages throughout the show about merchandise, I don't know if anybody is going to be still around on Wednesday night. I'm playing in a place called Whelan's in the centre of town there. It's on can't even remember the name of the street right now. I'm sorry about that, but it's inside in town anyway. Camden. Thanks. It's Camden Street. Yeah, that's right. That's how long I've been away, Adrian, from Dublin. I don't even know the names of the streets anymore. It's on Camden Street, Whelan's on Wednesday night, and I suppose doors will be at 7:30 in there, and you know, I'll have all sorts of merchandise and everything in there. I'll be giving away free hugs there as well to anybody who wants one. I always try and give away free hugs. I might meet the love of me life doing it that way, you know. So, but anyway, this song is a song called Tipping It Up to Nancy. I'll leave you with this one, everyone. Thanks very much. I'll be down the back there if anybody wants to come up and talk to me or ask me any questions. Delighted to answer them for you. And but this song is about a man and a woman who are married for many, many years. They bloody hated each other. We know this because the woman had 9 children, but none of them belonged to the man, and she fed him eggs and marrow bones every day for his lunch, and he thought he went blind, so she decided to bring him down to the river because he thought he was useless when he was blind. And it's a happy ending though, because as she went to push him into the river, he moved out of the way and she fell in and drowned. That's what we call an Irish happy ending. And then the man gives all the children back and goes to the bar. So great stuff. So it's definitely an Irish love song. Thanks very much, everyone. I'm Daoirí Farrell, and I'll see you all later on. Enjoy. If anybody wants to sing along on the chorus, it's very easy. It goes like this. Me right Finnegan area, me tip Finnegan wall, me right Finnegan area, we're tipping her up to Nancy. Easy. Oh, there lived a woman in our town, a woman you all knew well. She loved her husband dearly, but another man twice as well. Oh, me right Finnegan area, me tip Finnegan wall, me right Finnegan area, we're tipping her up to Nancy. She went into the chemist's shop for remedies to find. Have you anything in your chemist's shop to make me husband blind? Me right Finnegan area, Finnegan oh, me right Finnegan area, I'm tipping her up to Nancy. Said she give them eggs and marrow bones and make him suck them all. Oh, and before he has the last one sucked, he won't see you at all. Me right Finnegan area, Finnegan oh, me right Finnegan Derry, oh, chipping her up to Nancy. So she gave him eggs and marrow-bones, and she made him something ball. And before he had the last one sucked, he could not see the wall. Me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, Finnegan, oh, me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, we're chipping her up to Nancy. Well, within this wall I cannot see, it's here I cannot stay. I should I go up and drown myself, she says, here, come on, I'll show you the way. Finnegan Derry, oh, me right, Finnegan, oh, I'll be right, Finnegan Derry, oh, we're chipping her up to Nancy. Well, she led him to the river, she led him down to the brim. But slying up a margin, it was him that shoved her in. Oh, me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, me right, Finnegan, oh, me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, we're chipping her up to Nancy. Well, she swam through the river, oh, she swam towards the blind, crying, Martin, dear Martin, don't leave me behind. Oh, shipping from the that's me silly old girl. You know what the line, oh, me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, we're chipping her up to Nancy. Well, there's 9 in me family, but none of them are me own. And I wish that each and every man would come and take his own kid back. Finnegan Derry, oh, me right, Finnegan, oh, me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, we're chipping her up to Nancy. Well, the woman in our town, the woman you all do well. She loved her husband dearly and another man twice as well. Me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, me right, Finnegan, oh, me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, we're chipping her up to Nancy. Me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, Finnegan, oh, me right, Finnegan Derry, oh, we're chipping her up to Nancy.
Thanks a million for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.